Welcome to The Trend, sponsored by Hint. I'm Rebecca Granite. Well, if the phrase, oh snap, means anything to you, then you probably know who I'm hanging out with today. Fans have been going absolutely crazy over the That's So Raven spinoff called Raven's Home, which you can check out on Disney Channel Fridays at 8 p.m. And I am hanging out today with the multi-talented, multi-award-winning, groundbreaking star of the show. Yep, that's her. It's Raven-Symoné.
Oh,
so
thank
good
you.
to have you here.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, I want to start off, Raven, by asking you if you've had any visions of the questions I'm about to ask you today.
I can only imagine. No visions, but I think I have a clear idea of what might be asked.
Where we're going here?
Yes.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where we go.
We'll see if I'm right.
Raven's Home is in all seriousness, this show has been getting such a warm reception from everybody. Fans are going crazy over the show. So I want to talk about the inception of the show, how the idea came about that let's do this spinoff, let's go for it.
Well, it's funny because, you know, when I was on The View, the cast of the That's So Raven came and we had a nice reunion. Then Gary Marsh and Adam Burnett said, you know what, we would like to do something with you again. I said, yes, please, I'm so excited. And then Jed and Scott, the executive producers and developers of Raven's Home, created a script and we were off and running. And as we continue to run towards the finish line of the first season, we are continually trying to make the fans happy and keeping it true to home and things of that nature.
It's so nostalgic for so many of the fans. So I want to catch everybody up a little bit on the premise of the show. So it's you and Annalisa, who plays Chelsea, your best friend, on the show, and the two of you living under one roof as single parents and sort of all the shenanigans that go on under one household, with you still having your visions and your son Booker learning about his visions at the same time.
Correct. You pretty much did my job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good job.
I'm here to help. I'm here to help. We'll let you relax today, but not until the 10 for 10.
Okay.
When you got on set with Annalisa who plays, I was
First of all,
going to
I
call her
just want to
Chelsea.
say thank you for saying her name correctly.
Did I get it?
Nobody ever says her name correctly, so high five.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. She'll appreciate that. Okay, sorry.
Well, we like to be, we like to get it right here, so thank you for that. No, when you got on set with her, though, what made it feel the most like old times again?
I have to be honest, we have the same cameraman, we have the same hair and makeup, we are on the same lot as the original That's So Raven, and I have visions again, and Chelsea Daniels is still a little bit of an airhead in her own right, so that is what made it feel like home. And then there's times when we look at each other, we're like, we're playing adults. We have to get it together because we will go right into 15-year-old us in 3 seconds when we're together. So we have to remember that I have 2 kids, she has a child, we're divorcees, like this is who we are. There should be some oomph about us, but we are straight 15-year-olds sometimes and we have to keep each other in check. But most of the time it's nostalgia because you rarely do you get to work with someone that you grew up with on television. You know, her and I worked together from the age of 15, my age of 15 to 21. Like the most influential years of your adult life. This is who you're molded to be. And we were underneath each other from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. And we're back I'm 31. I don't know how she wants me to say her age, but we're here again and it feels good.
Absolutely. This time around, you're executive producing as well, which is such a cool aspect, getting to be super hands-on. When you undertook that title, so to speak, right, were you saying, okay, did you think about, okay, this is what That's So Raven was, and these are some tweaks or things that I want to do this time around that maybe I didn't get to do last time around, or was it?
Well, no, we actually, and Disney Channel and I really understood that this is a totally different show. People are automatically going to say, no, this is TSR2, which is what I called it a long time ago, but it's totally not that. It just so happens to have Raven, Baxter, and Chelsea Daniels. But this is an entirely different show. This is about the kids. Even though we're on there and it's, millennials or the older people watching. But this is about the kids. This is about the journey of twins, one of them having visions, figuring it out, and living under the same roof without your father there, and single mothers. This is not, if it was That's So Raven 2, it would be a totally different story. So this is entity all in itself. And when I was when I looked at myself in the mirror and said, okay, executive producer, what are you going to do? What I did was I looked at all the shows that I knew worked in my own head and what I liked. Because there's only so much I can do right now. I'm not a writer, I'm not a director. I'm just there to be like, you know what, let's tweak this and move this and figure it out. But we have such a wonderful staff in place that I don't have to take on everything. There's always a great mind, one step ahead. And I take the role of helping the kids reach the level of comedy that I want to see for my children if I ever had them, although they probably won't be in the industry. We're not going to put my kids in the industry.
I was just saying, like, you would let your kids be in the industry? Yeah.
So, not at 3.
Yeah.
But I sit there and I work with them because I grew up in the industry in the 80s
Sure.
and the early 90s, and that was a different work ethic, that was a different learning experience. And being that I come from that, I'm pretty much putting them through what I went through because it's a different type of outcome.
So I want to ask you about that, actually, because I have seen that you've talked about the whole keeping their phones off of the set.
Not allowed.
That's a big thing.
Not allowed. Nobody's phone's allowed. Even though me and Annalisa mess up sometimes, the kids are like, you're right, put it away. It's hard, but they can't be on there.
So that's what I want to ask you about, because so for these kids growing up, so it is a different world in some ways with the social media than it was when you were on set in the 80s and in the 90s. So when so much of their stardom these days is about their followers, their following, showing behind the scenes, showing, hey, I'm on set, like, the behind the scenes stuff.
They can do that on Thursday and Friday. No, they can do that
Okay.
on Friday, like when their parents have the phone and you're doing it. But the only reason you have followers is because of the work you're doing. And you have to do the work first. So you have to get these lines, get this laugh, get your clothes on, let's keep it together, do the work, and then as the show grows, your followers will come and they will understand. Listen, you're only at work from a certain time to a certain time because you're under the age of 18. You can do all that stuff afterwards, but while we're on set and we're all focused and getting paid to do a job, I'm gonna need you 100% focused. And you know what? I don't think they miss it that much. Because we're engaged in each other. We are having conversations eye to eye. They're learning new language. I'm learning their language. Navia teaches me about YouTubers all the time. The only person I know is about Lisa. God, what's her last name? I can't pronounce it correctly.
What does she do?
She's hilarious on YouTube. But
whoa! You just said that somebody else is hilarious.
Oh, no, she's hilarious.
That's the biggest compliment that you just gave.
I want her on the show. She's hilarious. Lisa, what's my girl's name?
Oh, we gotta look it up.
It ends with a K. And she does, goes to, she makes me laugh. I just stare at her all day. But Navia and Isaac and Sky, they always keep me abreast of what's going on social. I'm like, really? That's cool. Do you know Mama's House? Do you know Flip Wilson? They're like, no. I said, okay, you do that, and I'll help you with this. And we meet in the middle, and I think that's what's
cute.
going to help us grow as a family.
That's adorable that you guys can share with each other. Mm-hmm. Raven, not many people get to be a star of a Disney show and keep their name. So that was pretty special for you. How much?
Nobody. Not many. Sorry, that was rude.
Go for it.
Nobody.
No,
okay,
go for it. That's fine. No, that's...
I was very lucky to be the first African-American female to have a show named after her and be on the Disney Channel. I will never, ever, say, thank you, Disney. Thank you so much, Disney Channel, for doing that. I appreciate it. My mom appreciates it, and my future kids appreciate it. That's awesome.
No, and that's why I brought it up, because I wanted to ask about Raven Baxter versus Raven-Symoné, because your physical comedy is just off the charts funny as opposed to everything else that you do. And I'm wondering how much of that is you. So, would you be getting into these crazy situations in real life, running into walls, doing fun things, putting on the wigs and the crazy...
I mean, if you put it like that... Look, all my people are like, yes.
Yeah,
If you put
I
it
heard
like
the laughter.
I'm always in a different hairstyle. Okay, so that's that. Not necessarily, lasagna or anybody, but I'm always
In a different hairstyle. I used to have my clumsy days. My mouth is very reckless. I don't realize what comes out of my mouth sometimes in private, but my friends love me, so I love them back. But at the same time, I'm a homebody. Mm-hmm. I got here to New York a couple days beforehand, and all the people that I was with, they went out, and I stayed in the hotel looking at, the Science Channel. I'm mostly like that type of person. I have to be really, really, I need to release, I have to be able to release something for me to go out, like a good job happened or I got a new tattoo or something. Otherwise, I'm in the house. But I am crazy. I am crazy. I do have
Hey,
issues.
I'm not saying it.
Oh, I've said it, and I will say it again. I am crazy, off stage and on stage. But I know when to reel it in.
No, you're fun. You keep us very entertained.
Thank you.
10 for 10, 10 questions, 10 seconds to answer each one. All right.
I'm ready.
First one, the best piece of advice you've been given about the industry.
Stay professional, and nobody's really out there for your best interest. It's only about your money. Best advice I've ever had.
Your favorite catchphrase from That's So Raven.
My favorite catchphrase from That's So Raven would be, "Do you carry a lunchbox?" It's not even mine.
Good.
It's not
I was
even
going to
mine.
say, that's not even yours. That's Annalisa's. But if all this wasn't enough, you've also been studying art, painting, drawing, all that stuff. What is inspiring you right now, and are you working on anything painting or drawing-wise?
I paint every time I go home from work. It is a stress reliever / class is about to start. I got to go in my and practice up. Summer has definitely taken me away from the canvas, but I'm painting Uggs, I'm painting shoes, I'm painting sweatshirts. It's a long
Fun, you
story.
paint your clothes. Yeah, that's very cool. Okay. On That's So Raven, you loved Boys in Motion. In real life, if you had to pick a team, who's your boy band of choice?
There's still boy bands?
Well, I mean, even when you were growing up, just any boy band of
sorry.
choice.
I'm an NSYNC fan because I went on tour with them. You guys rock.
Okay, in sync. Favorite part of the set of Raven's home?
Favorite part of the set of Raven's home would have to be the orange couch. That thing is comfortable. However, uncomfortable because we have like buttons, like real buttons as the buttons on the couch, like ones you'd put on a jacket. So you can't really wear tights on the couch. You gotta and then you gotta move and figure out how not to scratch the booty cheek. Okay, keep going.
No.
Sorry, it's true.
That's okay. We get real here. Something that never fails to make you smile.
Something that never fails, a fart.
That's a great answer, yeah.
Because sometimes you'd be like, oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're like, okay, that was a good one. You caught me off guard. It's a long
Raven,
story.
You're making me think about Eddie Murphy's comedy when he plays the fart game. Did you ever see
There's a fart game on the set of Raven's home.
Is there really?
That's all I'm going to say. There's a fart game, and you know who you are. I've been holding him all week. It's going down. It's true, though. It's really true.
Thank you for not doing it here.
Anytime, girl. I just had fish. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. I'm sorry.
We're out. No.
Yeah. Let me go home. It's too much.
All right. If you had visions in your own life, what is the one thing you would want to know about your own future?
The one thing I would want to know about my own future is, do I move to Canada? Do I move to Denver? How many kids do I have? Am I going to get my bachelor's and have a piece of art in a big building in Times Square one day? And I do want to know the big question. I do. Like, how much should I do before that day I'm not going to be able to do it? I would like to know.
Okay. I think I can see the way your face lights up, particularly about the art too. So I know that's for sure going to happen. And the rest of it, whatever you want's going to happen. So I can tell. No, for sure. Okay. If you were asked, would you ever consider going back to The View?
I'm sorry, as a real panelist?
As a co-host, as maybe a guest co-host or
As a guest co-host for sure, but I really enjoy the format of a 4-camera. I enjoy a movie. That was a wonderful experience to me, but I don't know if I would be on a panel like that again. That was something that was a great experience, and I don't know if I'm fully cut out for it. I enjoyed myself, and I learned a ton. I don't know, to be honest.
No, that's interesting. That's honest. The favorite fashion style you've gotten to wear on the set of the show, either That's So Raven or Raven's Home?
Uggs.
Uggs.
Ooh! I don't wear any heels anymore. You know, Raven Baxter used to do stunts in heels. I got old.
You do the kick.
I would do, right?
Yes, yeah, I know.
We got flats this time. Sneakers.
Girl, that is the way to go.
Thank you. My back hurts.
I live in New York City too. Yeah.
Right?
No.
You need a
Stay with
nice
the
pair of
five.
sneakers.
Even though I'm sitting here wearing high heels, but I'm sitting.
But
so
you're
it's fine.
sitting. It's okay.
Right.
My grandma calls them tip and sits. You just tip around and you sit down.
Exactly. And then we put on the flats and we move on. We keep it moving. The takeaway message, Raven, from the show, what you want people to get from watching Raven's Home?
What I want people to get, that family can be defined in many different ways. That as long as you work together as a family unit, you can accomplish anything, and that you can learn from your kids just as much as your kids can learn from you. Just keep an open mind and keep the respect value high, and you can make it through.
Well, it's such a sweet show.
Thank you.
Fans of That's So Raven and the new generation are just eating it up. So
Let's hope so.
Oh no, they are. Everybody, Disney Channel. Fridays, 8 p.m. Raven, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
being
much.
here.
Nice
We're
to
going to
meet
go not play the fort game.
There we go. Let's not. You sure? I mean, okay.